Canelo. Like I said, I've been saying this. I don't think size win fights. I think skills do. So yeah, I think like being a southpaw with good movement and sharp boxing, it'd be hard for Canelo with that high guard to walk him down and load up on them big hooks. I think Bud would be Canelo.
Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo.
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's
weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. And what, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him?
The long-awaited face-off between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford finally took place during a high-stakes promotional tour, leading up to their blockbuster super middleweight clash scheduled for September 13, 2025 in Las Vegas. Set against the grand backdrop of the Riyadh Season press events, the moment crackled with tension as the 2-pound, 4-pound greats locked eyes. Their intense stare down, staged for the world's media, was filled with silent determination. Canelo's cold, unflinching glare meeting Crawford's composed and focused demeanor. This confrontation only added fuel to what is being billed as the fight of the century, a collision of champions where skill, style, and legacy will all be on the line for undisputed super middleweight supremacy.
More unrelated to this fight, but Turkey made it seem like you weren't going to be promoting the Terrence Crawford-Canelo fight. Is there anything you can kind of clear up on that?
He made it feel like I wasn't?
Yeah, well, he said that someone else was promoting it. He didn't say no TKO. He just didn't include your name in a tweet, and people kind of freaked out online about like, where'd Dana go?
I'm going to tell you what's awesome, man. So there's a lot of up things about boxing, but they don't say, I mean, nobody talks. It's the most amazing thing.
Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Mexico, is a 4-division world champion and currently reigns as the undisputed king of the super middleweight division, known for his devastating power, defensive mastery, and adaptability. Alvarez has defeated some of boxing's biggest names, solidifying his place among the sport's elite.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's tough fights and difficult fights. That was a difficult fight.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws. And follow for more.
Terrence Crawford, hailing from Omaha, Nebraska, is also a multi-weight world champion, having captured titles at lightweight, light welterweight, and most recently super welterweight, celebrated for his switch-hitting skill set, high boxing IQ, and knockout ability. Crawford reached undisputed status at welterweight after a dominant win over Errol Spence Jr.
All right, we have to talk about this. Terrence Crawford just tweeted, Canelo versus Crawford is definitely by far the biggest fight in boxing. This guy is not playing around. All right. Crawford, pound for pound, number 1. Canelo, biggest star in boxing still at the moment. Anywhere. I'm not talking about just in the US, Mexico, the UK, everywhere. Canelo is now open. At first it was, hey, I can't go down to 160. I can't do a catch weight of 160. If he wants to fight me, it's gonna be at 168. Plus, I'm not gonna get any credit if I beat a Terrence Crawford. It would be like Terrence Crawford fighting Tank, moving 2 weight classes up, and I'm not gonna get credit for that. Terrence Crawford is a special fighter. He is like a Floyd and a Manny that can move up to weight classes, carry his power, can beat up bigger guys. He's a special.
Terrence Crawford, hailing from Omaha, Nebraska, is also a multi-weight world champion, having captured titles at lightweight, light welterweight, and most recently super welterweight, celebrated for his switch-hitting skill set, high boxing IQ, And Knockout Alvarez continues to be a dominant force in the super middleweight ranks, holding an impressive record of 63 wins to losses and 2 draws, with 39 victories coming by knockout. His resume boasts championship titles across for division super middleweight, junior middleweight, and light heavyweight in. He made history in 2021 by becoming the first undisputed super middleweight champion. Crawford reached undisputed status at welterweight after a dominant win over Errol Spence Jr.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time. The power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34, going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
Alvarez continues to be a dominant force in the super middleweight ranks, holding an impressive record of 63 wins to losses and 2 draws, with 39 victories coming by knockout. His resume boasts championship titles across for division super, middleweight, junior middleweight, and light heavyweight in. He made history in 2021 by becoming the first undisputed super middleweight champion.
When he fought Canelo and he was like standing right in front of Canelo and Canelo's just whiffing, it was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing away. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Standing at 5 feet 8 inches tall and age 34, Alvarez blends power, experience, and elite agility to remain a dangerous opponent. His most recent outing, a unanimous decision win over William Skoll in May 2025, further affirmed his standing among boxing's best. Despite facing younger, hungrier contenders, Canelo's technical skills and in-ring intelligence continue to set him apart.
Has the Canelo fight, realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you're still pursuing it?
Not at all. I think business talk. With the right business come across the table, it happened. I just be talking, man. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like, he's 5'8", I'm 5'8", you know what I mean? My arm's longer than his, so that fight would be good.
How is Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Oh, because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's
weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. And what, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No. He's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6. If you add on 3. Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring that very few people have, and to see things that nobody else can see because he slows it down. Yeah, he's got great power. He carried it up. Yeah, he's got good hand speed. Yeah, he's got all that. He's got good technique. His coaches do a tremendous job with him. But the timing is impeccable. It's better than anyone else's. Why? Because of this. But a guy has that ingredient, and very, very few have. I can't count him out in anything.
Crawford, meanwhile, has dismissed the notion that size will determine the outcome of their fight. He pointed out that both he and Canelo are 5'8" tall, and he even has a longer reach. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Crawford said the true difference, he explained, lies in their accustomed weight classes. Canelo has campaigned as high as light heavyweight, while Crawford has gradually climbed from lightweight to junior middleweight.
How is Terence Crawford going to beat Canelo Alvarez? We need to talk about it. When we look at the guys who've had success with Canelo, we'll look at Bivol, we'll look at Golovkin, we'll look at Floyd, and we'll look at Lara. Yes, I'll throw Lara in there, why not? I think all these fights are absolutely irrelevant coming into this bout. Some of them are just dated, or some of these guys' style just cannot apply. For example, a guy in Lara. If Crawford wanted to fight how Lara fought Canelo, he would probably gas out in 7 rounds, or if he made it 12, he just wouldn't get that decision. It's the that simple. Let's take a guy in Golovkin. Crawford just simply does not have the punching power, nor do I think he has the gas tank at 68. He's not a good enough puncher to try to fight Canelo like Golovkin. He doesn't have the physical traits, even in the chin department. Then you have Floyd Mayweather. Well, both can have a bit of similarities. The speed, reflexes, technical prowess, IQ, timing, counterpunching, lateral movement. It's just too much from Floyd. I don't think Bud could take much from Floyd's game plan to implement it into his own success in September. And then you have Dimitri. The speed, the technical prowess, the IQ, the length is too much. So essentially, Terrence Crawford is going to have to beat Canelo in a way that nobody has ever beaten him or gave him any issues in. I'm going to tell you exactly how Crawford's going to fight. He's going to fight like his damn self. It's too late in his career to change up the game plan. It's too late in his career for him to want to change up the game plan coming to a fight of this magnitude with a style he's never fought before. That will be a recipe for disaster. He's going to be more than likely off the back foot. He's going to be looking for counter shots. And I think there will be a point in this fight where he's simply just trying to survive. I like Crawford. He's an amazing pound-for-pound fighter. A different animal at 168. This is one of the greatest of all time. I see win scenarios for him, but I don't see him being realistic. I can see him fighting off the back foot, using his speed, timing, and feet to stay away from Canelo, but that's very, very, very unlikely, damn near impossible.
Initially hesitant, Canelo eventually warmed to the idea of facing Crawford, stating he's open to any fight that makes sense financially and in terms of legacy. On the other hand, Crawford chose not to take a tune-up fight before challenging Alvarez, a bold decision given the jump to 168 pounds. Critics argue that skipping a preparatory bout could backfire, especially against a seasoned champion like Canelo. Many skeptics view this fight less as a competitive showdown and more as a lucrative gamble for Crawford, risking his hard-earned legacy for a paycheck in a weight class many believe doesn't suit him.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
Like if it's what I want, I'm gonna take it. You know,
Would you put a rehydration clause in there?
we'll see. I don't like to talk about other fight when I got it.
You understand, like that's the fight that everyone wants to see. That's the fight that fans want to see when they're with. You
I understand that. Same happened with Donald.
Yeah, and it happened.
And same happened with
And it happened.
And same with the video song.
And it happened. I think it happened.
And with Troll and with Mayweather and with Cotto.
That's why I believe the fight happened. Would you ever go for 175? Because 168, I feel like you fought everybody. They're taking belts away from you. 175, you got Benavidez, you got Morel, you got the three missing people.
If I go 175, was that
that would be the first time. Well, then you can look around and see what's out there.
And then
would you make a Crawford's performance against Mandela?
I think he knows why he's weight class is there, right? He make a good fight, but for me, I think he lost the fight or draw.
Okay.
Or could be the other side.
He was saying your name a lot all week. I was out there in
because
LA.
he want to sell the fight. If they don't talk about me, they don't say it.
Would you look at a fight with Crawford? If in the past you told me no.
If the money is right, I mean,
money's got to be big.
I don't like fighters going all around.
Wait, do you want to say 160 or look for 175?
During the latter exchange, Canelo referred to the Crawford fight as easy money, with rumors swirling that the bout could generate upwards of $150 million. This massive purse is a primary motivator for both men, given their star power and legacies. However, Crawford was quick to clap back at those doubting his leap in weight, reminding critics that while Canelo moved up and suffered a loss, he moved up and won. Confident and undeterred, Crawford believes he's capable of overcoming the size disparity and proving the doubters wrong once again.
Nah, nothing.
No.
You just need like dragons to slay. You know what I mean? Like at this point in your life, you can't even fight a regular fighter.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I get excited when, I don't know why. I get excited when I talk about Canelo. Like I used to get excited about Pacquiao.
Really?
You know, I used to get so excited. Like, man, I'm gonna be able to fight Pacquiao. You know, because
is that the one you think got away?
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did. I tried my ass off.
What stopped that fight from
They didn't want to fight.
It's too dangerous.
They didn't want to fight. Freddie Roach said he didn't want to fight. Pacquiao handlers didn't want to fight. You know, I believe Pacquiao, as a fighter, he wanted to fight, but...
Speaking on the Joe Rogan Experience, Crawford admitted that a bout with Canelo would be the biggest of his career. He candidly acknowledged that while legacy remains important, financial gain is now a major factor in his decision-making after achieving undisputed championships in multiple divisions and gaining worldwide fame. Crawford said he's reached a point where the balance of risk and reward matters more than ever. He likened the opportunity to the excitement he once felt at the idea of facing Manny Pacquiao, emphasizing that while the weight jump is risky, the legacy and life-changing payday make it worth pursuing.
Well, come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terrence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." You know, but who's he beating? He unified the what was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight. As a tight him, he's saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it, and he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's gonna say, "Well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher. You know, a unified champion that he's been. You know, all of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it." I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, you know, who's going to be able sometimes... Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older. I get it.
Respected boxing trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas offered a thoughtful take on the matchup, praising both fighters but giving Crawford the edge while acknowledging Alvarez's accomplishments. Atlas noted signs of physical decline in the Mexican star, observing that he no longer looks as explosive or dominant as in his prime. In contrast, Crawford remains razor sharp with speed, accuracy, and strategic versatility that put him in a class of his own.
It could have gone either way because I had probably Skull winning by 2 rounds. I mean, I like Canelo. I think he's a great fighter, but the thing is, I think that he was looking he was picking the shots better and landing the better, cleaner shots. Canelo was marked up a little bit, but look, it could have gone either way. Anyway, regardless how the fight went, it was a great performance by both fighters. But it's made a bigger fight happen now with Canelo and Crawford. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Is there more question marks being asked in that fight now? Because a lot of people say, look, Canelo's a bigger guy. He should technically be the bigger guy, have too much weight for Crawford. But from that performance, do you feel like it's a lot tighter and there's a lot more question marks in that fight?
Yeah, I mean, you need more than size, you need more than weight, you need more than everything. I mean, I think what you need now is you just need box IQ.
Former world champion Amir Khan, one of the few to have shared the ring with both fighters, weighed in with a unique perspective. While recognizing Canelo's raw power, Khan highlighted Crawford's superior movement, defensive skills, and ring IQ as key advantages. He believes Crawford's ability to read opponents and make them miss will be a decisive factor, even against a heavy-handed veteran like Alvarez.
That's a mediocre mind because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show. You know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics to try and box?
I hope not. I hope not because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford fight?
I'm excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win and then we think that's probably. Yeah, do it.